Hello and welcome back to the Taste Buds Podcast recipe segment. So if you listened to our episode this week, which was our very first episode, so exciting, then you heard more about this energy ball recipe that I'm about to make for you guys. I'm so excited. I absolutely love this recipe. I've been making it for years and it's just delicious. So let's get started. All right, so these are the ingredients that we're working with today. It's super easy, just 4 main ingredients. We have oats, peanut butter, honey, and semi-sweet chocolate chips. All right, y'all, let's get started. So all you need for this recipe is a good sized bowl, a 1/4 of a cup, a 1/2 a cup, and a whole cup. And then I always like to get a knife and a spoon because we're dealing with peanut butter, honey, and it gets a little sticky. So let's get started. So first I add 1 cup of oats, and for this recipe I always use the Quaker 1 minute oats. It doesn't mean that you have to use the Quaker oats by any means, but just using those oats that cook up a lot faster are just going to be softer to chew when we're making these energy balls. So we're doing 1 cup of oats, and then along with that we're doing a 1/2 a cup of peanut butter. Actually, what I'm going to do first is put in a 1/2 a cup of chocolate chips so that I can use the same measuring cup and don't have to switch when I go to the chocolate chips. So we're then first going to do a 1/2 a cup of chocolate chips. And you can do any type of chocolate chips that you want. You don't have to do the semi-sweet ones. I find that I like more of the bitter flavor, but you could do white chocolate chips, dark chocolate chips, milk chocolate chips, and you don't even have to do chocolate chips. You could do something different, like raisins. If you're a raisin person, I know there's a huge debate with raisins. I personally like them, but there are lots of options. So next, I kind of mix up my peanut butter, and I like to use natural peanut butter. The only ingredients in this peanut butter are dry roasted peanuts and sea salt. I feel like the other peanut butters with added sugar tend to make it too sweet, but that's of course a personal preference. So this part may get a little messy, but I just pour the peanut butter into the 1/2 cup. There we go. And then straight into the bowl. So if you listened to our podcast episode, then you heard me talk about how I used to always make these for everyone in my undergrad. I used to be a part of a lot of different types of clubs. So for all these club meetings, I would bring these energy balls, and they would just fly out of the container. I mean, people just love them. They're definitely a crowd pleaser. So they're just great to make. Okay, so we have the 1/4 a cup of peanut butter. And last but not least, we're doing 1/2 a cup of peanut butter. And last but not least, we're doing the 1/4 a cup of honey. So just gonna pour this in there. And if you're not a fan of honey, or maybe you're allergic or something, I'm sure you could use other forms of sweetener, like agave syrup or something with maybe the similar consistency. I don't know if I would use maple syrup per se, because I don't think it's thick enough, but worth experimenting with. So then we're just going to pour that in the bowl as well. All right, and now for the fun part. So for this part, you can get down and dirty and use your hands to mix all the ingredients together. Today, I'm going to be using a spatula though. So let's get started. So now it's time to roll our energy balls. So we're going to take the mixture, roll them into about 1/2 to 1 inch balls. It just kind of depends on the size that you prefer. If you want them to be small enough to just pop in your mouth, or maybe a little bit bigger to take a few bites out of, it's totally up to you. So I have here a baking sheet. Normally I would put parchment paper over it and use that to put the balls on before I put them in the fridge, but I didn't have any in the house, so we're gonna have to improvise. So I'm gonna roll these into balls, put them on the baking sheet, and then pop them in the fridge for about 10 minutes to have them set, and then they'll be good to go. All right, so we have our balls all rolled up and ready to go in the fridge. All right, so these have been in the fridge for about 10 minutes just to help them set a little bit so that they're easier to eat. and then they're ready to go. So I usually keep them in the fridge just because I feel like it keeps them less sticky, but you certainly don't have to. They can definitely be kept in the pantry. They're made of all shelf-stable food items. So yeah, I hope you guys had fun listening to this recipe and learning about it. And please like, subscribe, share. We would love any type of comments or recipe suggestions, and let us know if you guys try out this recipe and if you get to kind of switch it up, if you use a different type of chocolate, different type of sweetener, even if you use raisins or anything like that. We would love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching.